Elon's divorce with Trump over the overspending in the Big Beautiful Bill highlights a duel between a top-tier player inside the game versus the game host itself. Musk sees national debt like personal debt.
Just like a person, if you spend too much, eventually you go bankrupt.
But state economics play a very different game. Most of all debt sits in what's called US Treasuries. If you don't know, it's basically like stocks in a company, but the company is the US itself. A company that holds a monopoly on violence is always going to be a very good company to invest in. Central banks worldwide seem to agree, so they treat these bonds as the ultimate endgame savings account because of its inflation-resistant reputation, even over the classic gold. National debt will only be a problem if central banks start favoring some other storage medium, like gold for example. And that is just very unlikely to happen, just because the moment a serious threat to the petrodollar system appears, the US military-industrial complex flips into recalibration mode to make sure that US debt is the safest place to park your monies. This has always been the military's main purpose. The Iraq invasion, for example, was sold to Americans as a hunt for weapons of mass destruction, but was really about blocking Baghdad from selling oil in euros rather than dollars. The amazing part is that the US doesn't even need to seize resources directly from adversaries to prop up or deflate the value of the dollar, that is. It can just expand the circle of foreign markets that treat the dollar as their main trade language. Every time a new market is pulled into this gravitational cult, call it the dollar club, by persuasion or intervention, doesn't matter, it increases the dollar's total claim to value itself, thereby deflating it, rather than inflating it. What really gives the dollar its power to print massive amounts without diluting its claim to value is the institutions that keep buying US debt for safe, inflation-resistant storage.
I'll take really good care of your money.
It's like the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, like literally. Pay interest on old debt with money you get from selling new debt. It's brilliant, and it works wonders. And here's the deeper irony. The reckless national spending, often criticized, is really a feature, not a bug. If Washington stopped spending massive amounts of dollars, the dollar would strengthen too much, too quick, making old treasuries or bonds way more expensive to repay, and the Ponzi scheme would implode. To avoid that, it must keep spending. It may seem counterintuitive, but it really isn't. This is why the national debt isn't a meaningful metric. Most of it will never be repaid.
Got my money? Oh.
It's more like a signal of how much foreign powers trust the US system. More debt often means more global confidence. And historically, the US deep state has a very good track record of turning debt into massive returns, often multiplying its value even tenfold. That's why debt could be double, triple, or even quadruple it, and it still wouldn't matter. If the US maxed out or saturated a new debt ceiling today and invested it wisely, especially in AI, it could easily manage its obligations as we're about to enter an era of abundance. As they say in CS, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love Elon, but he doesn't trust the government. And maybe we shouldn't. But he wants AI investments routed through the private sector rather than the public sector. He knows Trump would fund competitors like Sam Altman.
And CEO of OpenAI.
And fair enough, but that is also why he pushes somewhat skewed narratives of the dynamics of national debt and inflation. Comment if you have any interesting topics you want to see me delve deeper into in the future. Thank you. Mwah.